What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to Flix Talk Podcast. Now I'm back with another movie review, this time for the movie Ma, starring Octavia Spencer. But before we get into the full cast and director, I'm gonna let you guys know straight up, this was the only movie that I was really interested in seeing this weekend. Everything else can wait a couple of days, but this is the one that I wanted to see this weekend, and I'm gonna let you guys know if it was a winner. All right, without further ado, let's get into some Flix Talk. Alright, Flix Talkers, like I said, this is the movie review for Ma. It's a total spoiler-free review, so don't worry if you clicked on it by accident. I'm not going to be revealing any pivotal plot points. If I do, it's just literally stuff that I'm going over that's in the trailer. Alright, so you guys are safe for now. So 2019's Ma is directed by Tate Taylor. He directed such films as The Girl on the Train and The Help, which also stars Octavia Spencer. Now, like I just said, this film does star Octavia Spencer, Diana Silvers, and Juliette Lewis. Now, this film came out May 31st, 2019. It is rated R and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes. Alright guys, so right off the bat, I was excited to see Ma, mainly because it was put out by Blumhouse and it had a good director attached to it. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with Blumhouse, they did put out such films as Get Out and the most recent Halloween sequel. So putting out those good movies, I thought that Blumhouse had a good track record so far. I mean, they have put out a couple stinkers like Truth or Dare, but we're not going to get into that. Alright guys, so a quick synopsis for Ma is: a lonely woman befriends a group of teenagers and decides to let them party at her house. Just when the kids think their luck couldn't get any better, things start happening that might make them question the intention of their host. Now, as this film starts out, we get to see Maggie, played by Diana Silvers, on the move with her mother Erica, played by Juliette Lewis, and they are traveling from California to somewhere in the East Coast. We're not really told. Now, Maggie's a new student at a high school. I believe she's 16 years old, and she's very loner, just kind of to herself. And a group of kids sees that. They approach her and they start to interact with her and they ask her if she wants to hang out. Now, in this small town, guys, there's literally nothing to do but go drive and drink around. So what these kids end up doing is they start begging people in front of the liquor store. Now, the kids are about to head out and call it a day, but Maggie's character sees Sue Ann, played by Octavia Spencer, if she would get her and her friend some alcohol. Sue Ann agrees, but then recommends that they should drink in a safe spot. And this is where we get the kids, as naive as they are, driving over to Ma's house, to her basement to be exact, and starting their own party. Now, for the first couple parties, guys, I mean, they're having a really good time. Ma's starting to interact with them as well, and she's definitely reliving her youth. But where things start getting a little crazy and psycho is when Ma becomes a little more pushy than an average adult would with a group of teenagers, and she starts wanting to be involved with them literally every day, even following them to school, popping up at their parents' homes and their parents' jobs. So as time goes on, guys, Ma definitely gets a lot crazier. Now, that's kind of the meat and bones of this film, guys. It was really cool seeing Octavia Spencer in a role like this because I really haven't seen her in something this extreme and this drastic, and it does get into some dark nature things and some stuff that makes me kind of question, like, damn, they really went there. And I thought it was good for her career because it really shows that she's not just a one-note character. She can kind of stretch her acting ability in more of that creepy thriller, horror, and even a slasher type element role. And I really enjoyed also seeing Juliette Lewis's character, Erica. She was a mother to Maggie, and it was great seeing that she's still acting. I mean, this is someone that I grew up with, you know, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Natural Born Killers, and it's just really a nostalgic feeling. Still seeing her like in the film world, and she still did an amazing job. Now, a new standout for me was Diane Silvers. She played Maggie, and I recently saw her in Booksmart. She has kind of a small cameo in that movie, but in this one, she is kind of the leading girl. She plays a 16-year-old teenager, like I said, who's definitely a follower, but I mean, she makes these smart decisions throughout the movie, and she's the one that kind of catches Ma's evil intentions through the movie's progression. Now, the definite likes for this movie, at least for myself, would have to be the whole creepy nature that this could actually happen, and I think the surrounding area of it being a really small, quiet town, it really makes you think that this shit could happen anywhere. I mean, even though we see a lot of things on TV, you know, I grew up with Don't Trust Strangers at all, I had a feeling that this group of kids, you know, they were kind of in a desperation move where they had nowhere to drink, and they were very trusting of Ma, so they kind of gave in, and once she got their trust, she was able to manipulate them and just do crazy things throughout the movie. Now, the final payoff of this movie is what I really liked as well. You kind of get to find out through a couple of flashbacks of hers what happened to her in high school, because something does all tie in where she really is trying to relive her youth. It's not just by accident. accident. These kids were targeted specifically, and it was cool seeing that kind of play out because it almost had like a M. Night Shyamalan type of twist. Now, my dislikes for this film was the pacing. I mean, it really took a slow burn. Even though it's less than an hour and 45 minutes, this felt like almost a 2-hour movie because in that third act, we do get a lot of crazy going on, guys. Just kind of rolling all that out just took a little bit too much time. Now, one scene that threw me completely off guard, guys, was the scene of Octavia Spencer making out with this teenager who was only 15. Well, he's only supposed to be 15 in the movie. I think he's actually 18 in real life, but that's still cringy and creepy. And I'm not the only one thinking that, guys, because in a recent interview, she said the exact same thing.
You hella makeout scene with the younger fella. What was that like?
He looks 15, but he was really 18.
Okay.
But it was still very strange. That's when you have to call on the character, you know, because Octavia, I'm like, I can't do this.
It's somebody's child.
It's somebody's baby child.
So I couldn't help but think, guys, what if this shoe was on the other foot? What if it was a 30-something-year-old man kissing a 15-year-old girl? How would America react? You know, not well. But all in all, guys, I had a really fun time with Ma. I just wish it was a little more tension thriller based until we got to that third act, kind of building up to all of that suspense. But it didn't drop my score down too much because it was cool seeing Octavia Spencer in a role like this. Now, I know I usually grade on a 10 scale, but this is gonna be the first video, guys. I switch it up. I'm gonna start doing it out of 5 because I think that scale of 10 is just too far range. I mean, I never really go under a 6, so I think I'm gonna change it to a 5 scale. So if I gotta give this movie a score out of 5, I'm gonna have to give it a 3.5 out of 5, saying definitely go check this one out, guys. If not, wait till VOD, watch it with all the lights off with a group of friends. It's definitely a popcorn movie because, like I said, it is something that could definitely happen anywhere in the world. Alright, guys, did you see Ma? Do you plan on seeing it this weekend, or are you guys gonna wait till VOD to check it out? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys are following me on my social medias at Flix Talk Podcast, and make sure you guys are checking me out on iTunes, Castbox, and Google Play Music to make sure you guys catch this in podcast form. Thank you guys so much for checking out my review. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and bell notification to get notified about content like this. And my channel is always dropping movie news daily. Alright, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm gone. Peace.